Is your pool losing water faster than you can fill it? Well, you might have a leak. But you can find the source of most pool leaks yourself with some simple detective work. So here's how to track down the location of your pool leak before you call a professional. The first thing you want to do is make sure it's an actual leak and not evaporation. Here's the thing. The average pool loses up to 3.5 inches of water each week just from evaporation alone. Now, depending on your pool size, that can be hundreds or even thousands of gallons per year. Hot weather, wind, and low humidity can all increase evaporation rates. So what feels like a leak might just be natural water loss. But here's how to tell the difference between a leak and evaporation using the simple bucket test. Step number 1 is set up your bucket. You want to place an empty 5-gallon bucket on the second step of your pool. Fill the bucket with pool water until it reaches the exact water level of your pool. Step 2, mark both water levels. Use a waterproof marker or duct tape to mark the water level on both the outside and the inside of the bucket. This gives you 2 reference points to compare. Step number 3, turn everything off. Shut off your pump, heater, and any automatic water filling systems. You want the water to be as still as possible for an accurate test. Step number 4 is wait and compare. You want to wait 24 hours, then check both water levels. If the water level in the pool and the bucket have both gone down the same amount, well, you're dealing with evaporation. That's good news. If the pool water level dropped more than the bucket water level, unfortunately, you have a leak to find. Okay, now that you're sure it's a leak, here's how to find out where it is. Pool leaks can show up in 4 main places, and we'll narrow it down one by one. 1 is equipment and above ground plumbing leaks. This includes gaskets, valves, unions, and fittings in and around your pump and filter. Number 2 is suction side leaks. This is where water is pulled out of the pool through your skimmer and your main drain lines. Number 3 is pressure side leaks. This is where the water returns through your pool through return lines and jets. And number 4 is structural leaks. This is damage to your pool shell, your surfaces, your liner, or your fixtures. Now, step number 1 is you want to check for equipment and above ground plumbing leaks. Start with the obvious stuff. Walk around your pump and filter and look for damp spots or puddles around your pump, filter, and heater, moisture around valves, unions, and plumbing fittings, loose drain plugs on your pump and filter, and water dripping from your backwash line when your system is running. Now, if you see water leaking from the backwash line while your multi-port valve is set to filter, then you likely have a bad gasket in your multi-port valve that just needs replacing. Now, while your pump is running, check for air bubbles in the pump basket. If you see bubbles, you might have an air leak somewhere on the suction side. Make sure that your pump lid is sealed properly and that all of the unions are tight. Now, by the way, if you want diagrams for your pool equipment and how the water flows, I recommend checking out the Pool Care Handbook, because I've mapped out every piece of plumbing so you can troubleshoot water flow issues like this. Get your copy at swimu.com/book or by using the links below. Step number 2 is narrow down the leak location. It's time to figure out whether the leak is on the suction side, the pressure side, or if it's structural. And there are 2 ways to do this. The first option is to use a leak detection dye kit. These are affordable and non-toxic. So step 1 is still your pool water. Turn off your pump and wait at least 15 to 20 minutes till the water becomes completely still. Step number 2 is apply the dye. You want to squirt the leak detection dye near the return, the light, or the skimmer opening. Now go slowly as to not disturb the water. You can also test inside the skimmer by removing the basket and squirting the dye inside the skimmer well, and swimming down to the main drain, removing the cover and squirting near the opening. Step number 3 is follow the flow. You want to watch where the dye moves. It'll actually be drawn toward the leak location. Now the other option is to test how your pool loses water with the system turned on and off. So step number 1 is you want to mark your starting point. You want to put a piece of waterproof duct tape at the current water level at the skimmer, or you can mark it with a marker or a pencil. Step number 2, test your water loss with the system on. Run your pool for 24 hours and then afterwards mark the new water level. And then step number 3 is test with the system off. Turn everything off for 24 hours and then mark the new water level. Step number 4 is you want to compare the results. Now, if you lose more water with the system on, then you have a pressure side leak in your return lines. If you lose more water with the system off, then you have a suction side leak in your skimmer or your main drain lines. If you lose the same amount of water with the system on or off, then you might have a structural leak in your pool shell, liner, or fixtures. Step 3 is to pinpoint the exact location. Okay, now we're getting closer. At this point, you should have a guess whether it's a suction side, pressure side, or structural leak. Now let's figure out exactly where. For suction side leaks, you'll want to determine whether it's the skimmer line or the main drain line. Now to test the skimmer line, you can turn off your pool and remove the skimmer basket and plug the suction hole at the bottom. You'll want a 1.5-inch threaded O-ring plug for this. Now mark the water level and wait 24 hours. If the water level holds, then you found a break in your skimmer line. If you're still losing water, the leak is probably in the main drain line. To test the main drain, you'll need to get in the water. You want to dive down and remove the main drain cover screws, and then plug the main drain opening with a 1.5-inch threaded O-ring plug. Wait 24 hours and then check the water level. If the water holds, then you've got a main drain leak. For pressure side leaks, you can confirm this by plugging the return jets. You want to turn off the pool, remove all of the eyeball fittings from all your return jets, and plug each return outlet with a 1.5-inch threaded O-ring plug. Now mark the water level and then wait 24 hours. If the water level holds, then you've got a break in one of your return lines. For structural leaks, these might be obvious visually, or you might want to revisit the leak detection kit or the suction side, pressure side tests. Structural leaks could be bad gaskets around the lights, skimmers, and drains, a hole in your vinyl liner, cracks in your concrete or fiberglass surfaces, or faulty hydrostatic valves in the main drains. Finally, here's what to do to find the leak. Now, equipment leaks usually mean replacing gaskets, O-rings, or worn out parts. These can be as simple as replacing your pump O-ring or as complicated as installing a new multi-port valve. Small structural leaks can be temporarily patched underwater with pool putty or a vinyl patch kit, but this is just a band-aid solution that will only last a few years at most. It will eventually need more permanent repair. Underground line leaks require professional repair, but narrowing down the location of the leak will save you and any pool pros you hire from wasting time trying to find the source. Now, if you need more help understanding and troubleshooting your pool plumbing, be sure to check out our other video or the anatomy section of the Pool Care Handbook. Thanks for watching and happy swimming.